Welcome to The Last Track, where we help people showcase the last track of their life story in their final wishes. I am your host, Brian Norris, the co-owner of Bateman Funeral Home in Newport, Oregon. Just like a song can bring you back to a day, a time, and a memory, so too can a well-planned service. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us here today. And my name is Brian Norris, and I am the managing partner of Bateman Funeral Home, Affordable Burial and Cremation, and Pacific View Memorial Chapel and Cemetery here in Lincoln County in the beautiful state of Oregon. And thank you for joining us today. For many Americans, Memorial Day is the beginning of summer. That's when we fire up the grill and we start getting everybody together as a family, and we enjoy parades and we get to go to live ceremonies. This year it's a little bit different, isn't it? This year we're not participating in going to parades and going to live events. We're either watching by virtual, by the internet, or if we are having celebrations, it's small little celebrations in our little homes and with some very few people in attendance, maybe just immediate family. So I welcome you today in our virtual celebration of Memorial Day. And, you know, in one sense, it is actually almost a blessing in disguise that we have this opportunity as a nation today to stop and to reflect on what exactly Memorial Day means. And we won't be having all the flashy sales, and we won't be going out and maybe buying a mattress, because it seems like mattresses are always on sale on Memorial Day. So today, we want to focus a little bit on the sacrifice of those that gave their life for us, that we might be able to celebrate and have this day today. This debt has been paid for us by a few people, and they have laid down their life and given their all that we might be able to celebrate. Please join me today in recognizing a few of the members that have given their life. You know, we have no idea unless we have somebody in our family that has laid down their life for the cause of liberty. And so today I want to do something a little bit different this Memorial Day. I've not done this before, and I wanted to do this to truly, that we might be able to focus on the absolute meaning of Memorial Day. After 2 decades of bloodshed in Afghanistan and Iraq, Syria, Yemen, and now in some northern parts of Africa, it would be probably fair to say that citizens in the United States have become a little bit numb to our country being at war for so long. There were 22 Americans last year that gave their life for us to be able to continue living our lifestyle that we have. So Sergeant James Johnston was an explosive ordnance disposal soldier, and he was one of those 22 that died in Afghanistan. He died last June, and he left a wife, and then she was expecting a little girl. So we remember and honor you, Sergeant Johnston, today and every day. Last March of this year, 2 Marines lost their lives in Iraq while they were battling the Islamic State fighters in cavernous caves. Both joined the Marines in 2004. They were in the Marine Corps, and they only knew the Marine Corps as being in a continuous state of warfare with our country trying to fight Islamic State terrorism. And they died this last year and they were engaged in a fight so intense and so remote that it took over 6 hours to recover those fallen Marines. We remember today Gunny Sergeant Diego Pongo and Captain Moises Navas. They are both Special Operation Marines, and they both gave their life this year for us. Every day, today and every day, we thank you. One other person I want to recognize as well, and I didn't pick these people just because, all 22 that gave their life last year and this year have a life. They have special meaning, and I wanted to drive home the importance of Memorial Day today. So today, I also want to honor Senior Chief Petty Officer Shannon Kent, and she was the first female sailor that was killed in battle against the Islamic State in 2019. And she perished in a suicide attack in northern Syria. Shannon was a New York native, and she was due to earn her doctorate degree in clinical psychology. She was sent on her 5th, and I emphasize this, she was sent on her 5th combat deployment. And we honor her today, Senior Chief Kent, today and every day, and we thank you. This Memorial Day, they're all very solemn, but this particular Memorial Day, I want to also bring out another point. This year marks the 155th year of the end of the Civil War. We think about, all the wars, and the Civil War, for all of us, it's like this ancient history. It was 155 years ago that America made a very critical decision to be who we are today. And that was 155 years ago was the end of the Civil War. This is the 75th anniversary of the end of World War II. This is the 70th anniversary of the beginning of the Korean War, or the Korean conflict. It's the 45th anniversary of the departure of Vietnam. And something that's just amazing to me is this is the 30th year of the beginning of Desert Shield. 30 years. It's been 30 years since the beginning of Desert Shield, and we're still in conflict today. 30 years later, Desert Shield began the conflict over in Iraq. And we find ourselves there again today, still in Iraq. For the last few years, I've read a poem, and I want to read a poem again today, and I want to stay with that tradition because I believe it's a very poignant poem, and it really brings into focus the real meaning of Memorial Day. It was written by Charles Michael Province, and he is a veteran of the U.S. Army. It is the soldier, not the minister, who has given us freedom of religion. It is the soldier, not the reporter, who has given us freedom of the press. It is the soldier, not the poet, who has given us freedom of speech. It is the soldier, not the campus organizer, who has given us the freedom to protest. It is the soldier, not the lawyer, who has given us the right to a fair trial. This one here is very poignant because we seem to be on both sides of the spectrum right now in this country, but it is the soldier, not the politician, who has given us the right to vote. And we need to remember that this year as citizens of the United States. It is the soldier who salutes the flag, who serves beneath the flag, whose coffin is draped by the flag, and who allows the protesters to burn the flag. And that is what the soldiers have done for us. In closing, I believe it is appropriate to quote the last sentence of the Gettysburg Address. It was given by President Abraham Lincoln in 1863 as he was dedicating the National Cemetery for Soldiers. And the very last sentence has very particular and great meaning, and very, very particular meaning to us right now as America is facing this COVID-19 crisis. And we're all supposed to be sacrificing to try to be able to beat this. And as a nation, this too shall pass. As a country, as a city, you know, as a nation, we're trying to fight this, but it comes down to individual people, and individual homes, individual decisions that we make are what's going to help us to get through all of this. President Abraham Lincoln said this way back in 1863, and I'd like to bring it out today again, and that is that we must remember that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation shall have a new birth of freedom, and that the government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from earth. And it is us here in the United States, us citizens, every single person doing what we can do to be able to overcome this challenge that we as a nation haven't had in years. And I think this year at Memorial Day, we have the opportunity to remember not only those that have given their life for us in battle, but also those today that have given their lives as we are struggling against this COVID-19, that this too shall pass, and that we will rise stronger as a country and be able to overcome these challenges that we have. Thank you for celebrating Memorial Day with us today. Thank you for tuning in. Please like this. Please forward it to other people that you think would enjoy watching this. Thank you for tuning in, and God bless you, and God bless America.